I'm going to show you 3 different business models, exactly what I would do to go from $0 to $100,000 as quickly as possible. This is exactly what I would do if I had to start all over again. I get this question literally every single day. What would you do if you had to start all over again? And people try to ask it like 8 different ways because I've already answered the question so many times, but not really on a video. So I wanted to make a formalized video, exactly what I would do if I was starting over, so people can stop asking me and you can just watch this video. I'm going to share everything I possibly can in this video. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm going to give you the 3 different business models, what my clients are doing. I have current clients in these business models and they are making $100,000 a month, so you can actually see what they're doing and what's working for them. And I'm going to show you some examples of what makes them different, what sets them apart at the end of this video. I'm going to also show you the strategy itself, how to actually get started, how to actually learn these skills. Because sometimes people say, start a painting business or start a car detailing business. And it's like, oh, I mean, I've never really detailed a car, so, where do I start there, So I'm going to show you exactly how to get started and also the skills you need to learn. Very easy to learn these skills. And then the how to actually get clients. That's like the hardest things. Well, obviously, let's start a video production business or let's start a video editing business. Where do I actually get the clients? And so if that's the case, I show you exactly how to get clients. And for all these, it's actually really easy to get clients. I know because I've tested these things. And this is exactly what I would be doing. So if I had nothing, I know people want this thing really badly because I've tested it myself. And so that's why I would be doing it. Okay, so how to actually get the clients and then how to actually fulfill for the clients. So again, with the car detailing, it would basically be, here's how to actually get car detailing clients, and then here's actually how to detail the cars, okay? And I'm going to show you from front to back. This video might be long, but I guarantee it'll be very valuable. Again, at the end, I'm going to show you exact templates that my current clients are using, and so what they're doing, what's setting them apart, what's making them different, that actually gets to $100,000 a month. Cool? All right, we're going to get right into it. The first one is copywriting. Okay, I've spoken on this before. A lot of people already talk about copywriting. I'm going to explain it in a completely different way. Promise that this is different than what everybody else is saying, and a lot of people are just trying to sell you, hey, you can become a high-ticket copywriter and charge $3,000 to $5,000 just to write some copy, right? If you don't know what copywriting is, it's basically anything that could be considered a sales post or a sales letter. Basically, an email can be copywriting, a Facebook post can be copywriting if you're using the Facebook post to try to sell something, or even a TV commercial can be copywriting. You're trying to write this TV commercial to try to sell something, right? Or a video sales letter, VSL. That's basically if you've ever tried to sign up for something and someone said, hey, watch this video on how I do blah, blah, blah. And then the video is just them trying to sell you something for half an hour. That's a video sales letter. That's what copywriting is. It might sound complex. It's very, very easy to learn. There's not much skill involved. I'm going to show you examples of copywriting that I've done, and you'll see it and you're like, okay, this is actually really easy, right? And there's also a ton of money to be made in this, right? I have a client of mine who is making $5,000 per month per client that he gets, plus commission on top of that. I got people that I pay directly, and I pay them thousands of dollars a week just because they write my emails for me, and I only really pay them on commission, but they make a ton of money for me, so then I pay them a commission of obviously everything that I earn. Now, a lot of people try to sell this as a one-time thing. Hey, I will write you a Facebook ad for $3,000 to $5,000, and you just pay me one time, and hopefully maybe we can work together further in a long term. And sometimes that works. It's a little harder to sell though, because how do I know you're any good? How do I actually get my first client with that? How do I, if you're not good, or if I pay you $5,000, then you write this email copy or you write this Facebook ad for me, and then now I have to spend money on the ad itself. I have to spend $10,000 just to test the ad to see if it actually works. And then what if it doesn't actually work? Are you going to give me your money back, right? And so you're spending all this time trying to sell this client this one thing, and it's really hard to sell that in particular, just because you have to pay them, they have to pay you up front, right? So I usually try not to do it that way. I try to do what's called just a newsletter email, or doing their newsletter for them. So a lot of people try to call this like database reactivation. That's one way of putting it. Database reactivation is basically taking, let's just say it's a roofing company, and the roofing company has 10,000 leads. These are people, they've ran Facebook ads in the past, people that have called them before, but they never called back, people that have never purchased something from them, but they were technically a lead, And so we have these 10,000 leads. We can reach out to them again, and we can just say, hey, would you be interested in, changing your roof this year? Let's say they reach out to us last year. Maybe this year you're interested, right? And we can try to reach out and try to see if they're interested, and we can make a ton of money just reaching out to old leads, right? That's just money sitting on the table right there just by reaching out to them, right? That's database reactivation. But usually that you can't really do that for long term. But then database like engagement or like a newsletter is we're sending an email every week, or sometimes we're sending an email every day or a text message every day. And the goal with those emails is to try to provide value. It's not just to say the same thing every single day. Hey, do you want a roof? Hey, do you want a roof? Hey, we're not trying to do that. We're actually trying to provide value to them and try to give them maybe a reason to change the roof, or maybe thing just fell off of that. Back to the newsletter thing, we have long form copy. Basically, we want to write a longer email, and it doesn't have to be that long, but usually we're just writing a longer email to provide more and more value. The longer the email, honestly, the more people actually read it, and the more actually it converts. So people actually convert more if the email is longer. And so you wouldn't think that as much, but some of my longest videos where I'm just sitting here talking for like an hour and a half straight, and I'm just like going over step by step, people actually convert a lot more on those videos, and they actually book a call more often on those videos, and just because I'm just providing more value. And even though they don't have as many views, or maybe not as many people watch till the end, but the people that actually do watch, they actually see, they know that the value is there, and so that's kind of the point with the emails as well. We want to kind of provide value to them in these emails. Now, maybe you don't know how to provide value at all, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And you also don't know how to get the clients. I'm going to show you how to do that. And you don't even know what kind of companies actually need help with this. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Now, the way you get paid for this, as I said, was you can either do like a monthly retainer, like $5,000 a month, plus a pay per on commission. So if they make any money from the email campaign, you get paid. Or you can just do a pay on commission. This is what I would recommend. There is a lot of money to be made here. It might seem no one really wants to work on commission, but I promise this is way more worth it than you think, because all you're doing is tapping into someone else's. This is a lead source of people that are already interested in this offer or in this person's product, right? And all you have to do is just email them again and just remind them, hey, I exist. And then like, oh yeah, maybe I should buy from this person. And then they just buy. It's so easy, trust me. So I have a guy that writes my emails for me. This is Shakir. Say hi, Shakir. Hi, Shakir. And he is, usually in school being a dentist or trying to become a dentist, which he should not be doing. He should be writing my email copy for me. But when he is writing my email copy, he makes anywhere between $500 to $1,500 per week when he's writing my emails. And that's just commission. So he gets about 10 to 30% commission on whatever I make from the emails that he's writing. So if he writes an email and we make $10,000 that week from that email, then he usually gets $1,000 to $3,000 from the commissions because of what I've made through his emails that he sent out, right? Now, it might seem like a lot. It might seem like hard to make $10,000 just from writing emails, but I assure you it's actually not that hard. It's very easy to do, again, especially because the people that are on my email list, I think I have 20,000 or so people on my email list. These are 20,000 people that already know who I am. They've already watched my videos. They already, clicked through my free course or used some of my softwares or whatever before. And so they already, if I say something, they're going to believe me, or they see me, they perceive me as the expert, right? And so if he just sends from my name and saying Carson Fox is saying blah, 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 you should buy this thing, and then people buy the thing from Carson Fox because I said it, it's actually really easy to make $10,000 in a week just from sending a couple of emails. So usually we'll send like 2 to 3 emails a week, but since he's been in school, he hasn't been writing as many emails. So I just put together an email last week myself, and I literally did this during my lunch break, okay? So I was eating lunch, and I was writing an email. It took me maybe 20, 30 minutes. Here's the email that I wrote. Very simple, very short and sweet and to the point. It wasn't even that long form copy thing. It's just very, simple. I got about 25 booked calls from this, and out of that 25, maybe 17 of those calls were actually qualified booked calls. And if you were doing this with somebody, you can either get paid a percentage. So you could have easily gotten paid $1,000 to $1,500 just to write this email for me, and I would just take the calls and I would just give you a percentage of whatever I closed. Or you can do like a $50, even $100 cost per call. So for every call that you book for me through the emails, then you get $100, right? Now for every business is different. I do like appointments where someone books an appointment with me and I try to sell them something. A roofing company might do an estimate, like let me come to your house and do an estimate, so you can charge $100 per estimate that you book for them, whatever it is, right? But if you're only doing on a pay on results basis, it's just so much easier to sell, because if you're doing an upfront fee, like I said before, if I was writing copy for a Facebook ad or something and I said, hey, it's $5,000 up front, that's a lot harder to sell because I'm like, I don't even know if this is going to work. But if I just say, hey, just let me use your email list, let me send out emails on your behalf, I'll get you clients coming in the door. There's really no risk to you. I'll make sure so you can read the email before we send it out, right? You can read it over just to make sure you like it. And then if you like it, we can click send, and it'll send out, and we'll get a ton of appointments from it, right? You don't have to pay me anything up front. Just pay me if people actually pay you, or just pay me if we get appointments booked on the calendar, and we can track that. So number one, who actually needs a service? I would say anyone who has some sort of online product other than e-commerce. So e-commerce is like someone that has shipped a CPG, a consumer packaged good, right? So anything that's like that, I probably wouldn't do. Anything that's like an Amazon product, or just those little toys that you see on like TikTok Shop or something like that. I don't recommend doing any of that stuff. E-commerce is very saturated. It's very hard to get into that industry, and so that's why I don't recommend that. Or anyone doing drop shipping. It's not. I don't know if it's as long-term of a business. Again, also very saturated, hard to get into. The much easier businesses to get into is anyone that is a business coach or a business consultant, or anyone that's selling some sort of online service. So even an accounting firm or a consulting firm, a web design agency, a marketing agency, a staffing agency, or anyone that also has just like some sort of course. So if they're selling some sort of online course on how to do blah, 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 they usually, it's like how to become a government contractor as a minority woman, right? That is a course out there somewhere, trust me. And if you look that up and people are trying to learn how to make money as a government contractor because the government just hands out all this money, then someone has a course on how to do that, right? And maybe they have a free course on how to do it. So then I sign up for their free course, I get their email, and or I give them my email, my phone number, and then they usually send me emails, right? But again, a lot of times they just don't even remember to send out the emails because they're just one person just trying to start a company, or they don't. It's hard for for me. It's hard to manage my email campaign. Hard to even think about it. Sometimes I just forget. And so, I have this list of people that are minority women that want to start an online business or become a government contractor. And if I just send out another email to them, we can make more money from that, right? And so that's what I would reach out to mostly, is probably the people that have some sort of online course or coaching program or just online service product in general. Because at that point, we can just kind of target the whole world. We don't have to worry about just this little location, right? Because a coach can help anybody in the world, or some sort of online consulting service, or accounting service. I can help everybody in the US with my accounting, stuff like that. How do we actually find these people? There's actually 3 easy ways of finding these people. You can easily just look up on LinkedIn. You can look up the keyword coach and I help on LinkedIn, or we can do owner and I help. If they have the keyword I help somewhere in their bio, that means they have, I help minority woman become a government contractor, right? And then, that's the person that we want to reach out to. And then we can just start reaching out to them. We can also scrape a lot of this. I'm creating a software right now called coldinfo.com. It'll basically allow you to scrape millions and millions of emails and phone numbers. And if you just look up keyword I help, I have 34,611 people in the United States, just in the US, that have the keyword I help, and I have their email and phone number, and that is on coldinfo.com. You can check that out. We'll be adding it to AppSumo as well, where you can scrape a ton of data for the cheapest price. So go ahead and check that out. And this software just gives you like the mobile phone numbers and the email so that we can reach out to them directly, or their LinkedIn profile that we can use to reach out to, or even their Facebook profile and sometimes their Instagram profile. So you can reach out to them directly, and I'll give you a script, what you can say in a second. The second strategy is just go to school groups or even Facebook groups. There's plenty of Facebook groups on like how to become a government contractor, or school groups, how to become a government contractor, right? And you can just go into them and just find the admin and then just reach out to the admin to say, hey, I just want to see if I can partner up with you. I want to see if I can work with you. And the third strategy, very easy. You just go to YouTube and you search up whatever, let's just say we're trying to find a specific business model that someone's trying to sell something, right? So if I look up how to start a cleaning business or how to start a government contracting business as a minority woman, right? And we can just look that up, and people will have videos on that, and on that specifically, we can go to their channel. We don't want to find someone that's like really small, like say less than 500 subscribers or something, but we also don't want to, usually if they're really, really big, they probably already have a system in place already. So I'd say over 1,000, maybe over 5,000 subscribers, and under 100,000 subscribers, they probably are a really good fit to reach out to, and they might need some help with this, our services. And so you can reach out to those people. Sometimes I like to sort by the most recently uploaded video, maybe not like the most viewed videos, but the most recently uploaded. And if it's niche enough, again, nobody's reaching out to these people, and no one's really trying to, reach out to people that are helping cleaning businesses grow their cleaning business, And so we can reach out to them easily, because usually on YouTube, we can easily find their email, we can find their Facebook or Instagram profile, we can find their phone number, and we can reach out to them and just say, hey, I watched your most recent video. I want to see if I can work with you long term. Now, I have actually tested this. Like I said, I'm not giving you this. This is not fluff, okay? This is pure, real results. I have seen results with this, and I'm going to show you actually real results of me actually sending out messages to people like this, people with the keyword I help, people that are coaches and consultants, someone that has a course material or a coaching material, people that I scraped from coldinfo.com, and I reached out to them with this script, and here is the results I got. So here's the script I use. Hopefully you can read this. It's just, hey, Larry, this is David. Sorry for the random message. I'm just a fan of what you do and love to write daily/weekly emails for your email list and bring you more leads. I've written some emails from other influencers and coaches, and we're able to get 5 to 10 sales calls per day with a small email list. Just looking to work on commission or something, can we chat sometime this week? Right now, if you've never worked with somebody before, obviously you don't have to say that I've worked with other people before, but you can still say something like, I can easily book you 5 to 10 sales calls per email that I send with a small email list, because I have a small email list. I sent out one, I got 25 booked calls with a very simple email. And again, I'm going to show you how to write emails in a second, but I got a lot of good positive replies. This guy said, I'll be open to talking about it. Sure. How do you know me? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's talk on Monday. Next week would be better. Yes. Show me any ideas you have for my industry. Yes, we can chat. Are you familiar with Pipedrive? People are just automatically like, yeah, let's work together. Are you familiar with Pipedrive? And so it's pretty easy to sell this. People are actually just desperately interested. And like, how do we know it? This one's not that great, but what's your last name? Don't have you in my contacts. Yeah, Calendly. This guy just sent a Calendly link, right? Or actually, sorry. Yeah, perhaps maybe we can. How much do you charge? Can we speak next week? And it's like, this is someone, asking, hey, how much are you going to charge me? But, we're just saying, hey, I'll just work on commission for you. But they're interested enough to be asking those questions. How much are you going to charge? What is this worth? So again, very easy to do. Sure. How'd you get my phone number though? So that's always a question, but that actually works really well. Again, I know that because I know it works well, this is what I would be doing if I was starting out. Now, how do we actually fulfill for them? How do we actually learn copy and then actually send out emails for them? Well, it depends obviously on, they have softwares that they use on how to send out emails from the softwares. Those are very easy to learn. You can just watch a video on how to use ActiveCampaign to send out an email. Like that's very, very easy, right? But how do we actually learn the copywriting itself? How do I actually learn to sell through an email? Well, I'm going to give you a couple different things. I would probably just spend the next 3 days, just a crash course on how just learn copywriting as a whole, everything you could possibly consume on copywriting for the next 3 days, 12 hours a day, right? If you did that, I guarantee you'll be better than 90% of all copywriters on the market. And some things I would read personally, I would watch anything on YouTube with the keyword Dan Kennedy. That's a guy that's very good at copywriting. You can watch anything that he has on YouTube. Anything with the keyword Gary Halbert, another copywriter that's great. Also anything with the keyword Jay Abraham. He's more business strategy, but also does a lot of copywriting stuff as well. Dan Kennedy has a lot of books. I read a lot of them. There's like one book that's like 16 hours long. I think just like the ultimate Dan Kennedy guide to something. I don't know. But one of his books is just called the Ultimate Sales Letter book. And that book is basically just how to write a sales letter, how to write copy in general. And so that's a good book that you can read. Also, anything that Gary Halbert has, there's a Boron Letters is a book. You can't really get it on like Audible or audiobooks or even online. I don't think you can get it really. I have a physical copy of that book. Very cheap, 10, 15 bucks, whatever. And then there's another book on just like how to sell anything. I forget what the book title is called, but anything that Gary Halbert has ever written, read those. Anything that Dan Kennedy has ever written, he has like probably 50 books total, so probably not everything Dan Kennedy has written, but at least the Ultimate Sales Letter book. And then also there's a good book from Jay Abraham, the other guy I was mentioning. There's one on Audible called The Mastermind Marketing System. I think it was just him at a mastermind and he was just giving different systems that he uses, and that's a really good book as well. And so yeah, any of these three people say, if you just watch all of them for the next 3 days, right? Literally just did that, I guarantee you'll be a great copywriter. And then also, all of these guys go into long-form copywriting, as I said earlier, like we're just trying to go into writing a longer email or a longer sales letter, just because the longer it is, usually the more it pools, which that means the more people actually buy from that sales letter. So I also have systems in my course program on how to actually write copy. That's for my little inner circle thing. Again, I'm not trying to sell you anything here, but 90% of this stuff is going to be on YouTube. You don't have to, not have to pay to learn how to do copy. It's very easy. I probably wouldn't watch anything like Dan Locke related. Not that he's a bad copywriter or anything, but his stuff is more just very general, like sales questions that you have, whatever. I just want to do that. These other guys, again, Gary Halbert, Jay Abraham, Dan Kennedy, is way more in depth on how to actually write the copy. Now, the whole goal is just to kind of get an overview of how the copywriting works, not to actually learn even how to write copy, because what we're going to do is we're just going to use AI to have it write the copy for us. So an easy thing you can do is if I get a client, someone that is, let's say me, I'm a YouTuber, I have YouTube videos online, I sell a course on how to get 120 appointments a month, right? I sell to B2B companies and blah, blah, blah. Now, if you wanted to get me as a client, obviously reach out to me, say, hey, Carson, I'll write emails for you on commission. I say, yes, that's cool, great. Don't reach out to me because a lot of people are already going to do that just because I made this video. So don't do that. But let's just say I say yes, and then all you have to do is just take this video, for example, or just take any of my videos and transcribe it. You can upload a video. There's free tools, or you can transcribe it. Or usually, I write out a script for this, and so I'm actually reading from the script right now, and I can just give you the script, and I can just copy and paste it, and you can just take it and you can feed it to ChatGPT. I actually did this. I'll show you me doing this real time. A couple of nights ago, when I was writing this out, and I just fed it to ChatGPT. I said, hey, can you write this in the style, a 3-page email, not very long, not very short, but 3 pages, and write it in the style of Gary Halbert, or I think Dan Kennedy, something like that. And then at the end, just give me a call to action to book a call directly with me. It writes the email and actually writes it pretty well. Now, the only issue is I don't want you having ChatGPT write you emails if you don't even know what good copywriting is. So if it writes an email and it's not very good, then you should be able to know, hey, this isn't that good because it's not actually leaning towards something. It's not actually providing any value. There's nothing tangible to this. There's a lot of fluff or filler words. AI has a lot of good evening, friend, but it's like don't do anything like that. Sound like a real person, all that jazz. So that's why you want to kind of do this crash course first. Just learn about it. Just read those books that I mentioned and that you should know enough about copywriting, and then just have ChatGPT write everything for you. And me writing an email just myself, it took me again 20, 30 minutes to write an email. I got like 25 calls out of that. Again, that could turn into an easily a $1,500 commission for you just from that one 20-minute email. And so you could literally just do that like 8 times a day. So it's very easy. And then also it's very easy to get clients. As I showed you, I just sent a couple hundred messages, and I got maybe 15, 20 people interested within a day or so, right? And so I could easily have 20, 30 calls with people within this week, just people that are interested in me helping them with their copywriting services. So again, I would be doing this if it were me. I went really in depth on just this one strategy. I didn't even know I was going to go this in depth on this. But again, I want to give you hopefully that answered all your questions. That was how to actually get the clients, how to actually fulfill for them, who to actually reach out to. That was everything. And then I also had to learn all the stuff. That is an entire business model right there. Again, the point of this was to answer all your questions. Hopefully that answered all your questions about copywriting and how to get started with that. And hopefully somebody here starts that. And I want to see your comments. Please comment, because I get all these comments all the time of people saying, Carson, I use that advice. I started a business and now I'm making $25,000 a month doing this. So I love those. Those are awesome. Please leave those comments. All right, cool. Next one, number 2. This is a per appointment agency. Now you're going to start to notice a theme with all these. This is mostly just about doing outreach to people. So a per appointment agency, this one's pretty simple. I talk about this a lot too. I'm not going to go too in depth into this. Not as in depth as I went with the copywriting, but basically you're just helping B2B companies. If you don't know what a B2B company is, it's called business to business. You're just a business helping another business out. So a marketing agency is B2B, a staffing agency is B2B, someone that edits videos is B2B, right? So if I wanted to edit videos for another YouTuber, that's me as a business trying to reach out to another business like the YouTuber, right? If I wanted to have a client by the end of the day, I probably would be doing this. I can guarantee if you just started cold calling and offering this as a service, pay per appointment model, you can have a client by the end of the day. And I know this because I've actually cold called, and I've actually done this, and I've gotten a client within about 2 hours of just cold calling people. And so it's pretty easy to do. Now I talk about this one on my channel a lot, so again, I'm not going to go too much in depth into it, but I think it can easily get you to $100,000 a month. And I'm actually restarting my own appointment setting agency and getting back into it. For the last couple of years, I've just been selling a system. Hey, I'll implement a system for you to get appointments, but now I'm going into hopefully, maybe going into I will just book appointments for you, and you just pay me per appointment that you book. Right now, usually, like I said for the last one, you usually can get like $50, sometimes $100 per appointment. This one's a little harder to get appointments because we're going out to people cold. So if I was, just a random person, and that was, I did video editing, and I was trying to get a YouTuber to be interested in me editing their videos. Now, obviously, it's a little harder because they have no clue who I am, right? Now, if I was a very famous video editor, and I said, if I had a list of 20,000 people that already know who I am, and I said, hey, I'm a video editor, does anyone need help video editing? Then people obviously come to me because I can help them, right? But in this case, I'm going out to them cold, where they have no clue who I am, so I have to try to prove myself. So it's usually a little harder to get those appointments. So because of that, you can charge a little more per appointment. So sometimes you can charge $100 to $300 per appointment in this field, and that's usually like the minimum is $100. Because if they're running ads, if I was a video editor running ads, I would easily be paying $150 for Facebook ads just for an appointment, and I don't even know if that appointment's going to show up. I don't even know if they're qualified, and I can't get that money back, right? Because I just paid it to Facebook, and it's a lot easier to get appointments just from doing cold outreach. It's a lot cheaper to do that, and we can still sell it for $100 because again, they're going to pay Facebook $150. Might as well pay you less, and I can guarantee it's going to be an actual real appointment that's actually going to show up. I know I talk fast. I have to stop doing that. I'm really sorry. Now let's just say you want to help me out as a video editor, and you want to help me get appointments with YouTubers, and they are interested in me editing their videos for them, right? Well, the way that you're going to get appointments with the YouTubers is obviously just reaching out to the YouTubers. That could be through DMs or through SMS or through email. I usually like to do the simple things like writing emails or texts to them, or even doing cold calling, or even hiring a cold caller so I don't have to do the cold calling myself. I hire a cold caller to do it for me, and then they book, let's say, 4 appointments a day. I charge $100 per appointment, so now I get paid $400 because that person did the work for me, And then what do we actually say in these messages? Well, one, we can reach out to the video editors themselves. So let's just say you're reaching out to me. What you could say is something like, hey Carson, I want to see if I could help you out. I have a system that's works really well to get me appointments with YouTubers that are interested in video editing. I want to see if I can send appointments your way, and you can just pay me per appointment, or we can work on a commission or something. Would you be open to that, right? I say yes. We start working together. And now actually, how do you fulfill, right? How do we actually, send out messages to YouTubers? Again, like I said, we can send texts and emails and whatever. What do we actually say in those messages? Well, we can say almost the same thing. We can say, hey, I just have a system that I have that has, I've got these really good video editing systems to get higher retention on your YouTube videos. I want to see if I could show you how it works, maybe edit a video for you for free. Would you be open to chat, right? They say yes, and then all I do is I just send that person that's interested, the YouTuber that's interested in video editing, I send it over to the YouTuber. I book 4 or 5 appointments a day, right? And now I get $100 per appointment. I make $400 to $500 per day from that one client. You can, I'm not even joking, you could easily make about $5,000 per month per client that you have if you're good at booking appointments, which I'm very good at booking appointments. And so I can usually book 50 to 60, sometimes 100 appointments in a month for one client. And so if I help them book 50 appointments, I make $5,000 off that one client. And that is also very easy to sell. It's because here's the difference. A lot of people already know what this is. A lot of people already sell this. But the difference is a lot of people try to sell you an upfront fee. So it's like, hey, first you pay me, I don't know, $5,000, and then from there, I'm going to give you the systems, and then I'm going to start booking appointments for you. Now, that can work. Obviously, the pros and cons to that is, obviously, the pros, you get money up front, and you know that they're committed, so that, you know, you probably will work long-term because they were committed enough to pay you up front. But the cons to that is, if you take me on as a client, and I do video editing, and then you find it that it's really hard to help me get appointments, like it's really hard to reach out to YouTubers, it's not really that hard, but let's just say it was, right? Then now you're stuck with me as a client because I already paid you up front. So either you refund me because you're not able to get me appointments, or you just keep working with me and you go through hell just trying to book me appointments, even though it's really annoying for you. But you have to keep me as a client because I paid you up front, right? So that's kind of the downfall to that. But the way I'm trying to do it is like, hey, just don't pay me anything up front. Again, we can work on not a commission deal. I don't really like doing commission, but a pay per appointment model where you just pay me per qualified appointment that shows up on your calendar. And because you don't have to pay me anything up front, if I start doing outreach for you and after like 3 days I can't get appointments, like I can't get this to work, then I can just get rid of you as a client. I don't want to work with you because your offer sucks, or I don't want to target that industry, or you know, you're just annoying to work with, whatever. I can cut you off anytime I want to. But again, if they pay you up front, then if I want to cut you off, I got to refund you first, right? Which a lot of people, you know, if someone, you know, pays you $5,000, it's hard to get that $5,000 back, right? So with this model, if we just say, hey, pay me per appointment and pay me at the end of every week. And so if I book you 20 appointments this week, then you know, you just pay me, let's say 15 of those 20 calls are qualified. You pay me the $1,500 this week, and then we'll just keep going, right? And again, it's very easy to get clients on that because then they feel like they don't have to pay anything up front. And a lot of people are way more willing to move forward on this. I know this, again, because I actually did a video where I just cold called for 3 hours, and I got 2 people to say yes on that model, right? Just you know, I'll pay per appointment. And it was very easy to close those deals. Now, I used to say do an upfront fee all the time just because it does show that people are committed. But if we do this model where we just do it for them for a week and we just test the waters, we send them like 3, maybe 5 leads, and then they say, oh, none of these were qualified, none of these were interested. And then we can just, you know, cut them off, right? We don't have to work with them anymore because they were just lying to us. We know that they were lying to us because we sent them enough leads to know that, you know, at least one person would have been interested, right? Because if I send you 4 people, I called them and they told me that they were interested, and then I sent them to you and you said none of them were interested, right? Then I know that you're lying, right? So usually, you know, obviously people might not be as committed and we might have people lying to us, but you know, we can find that out within the first week, and we'll probably be able to close at least twice as many deals, probably 3 times as many deals, just from saying, you know, don't pay me anything up front. And it could turn into more money for you long term because a lot of people, again, they make you pay an upfront fee, but we're not able to get as many clients. But if I just get, you know, 3 times as many clients and they're all paying me per appointment, and I'm again making $5,000 per month per client, then now I obviously have 3 times as many clients paying me $5,000. I'm not going to go too in depth into this, how to actually fulfill for this. Very simple to understand. I have a whole free course in the description below on how to actually fulfill, how to create the messages for your clients or for yourself, how to actually send out these messages through email or through any other source, right? How to actually send out these messages to get people interested in your service, and how to, you know, you can go from there. And also, I've got videos on how to do sales calls on my YouTube channel and all that jazz too. So most of my YouTube channel is about just this model, so you can watch those videos. Okay, the third one, this one's kind of the craziest one. It is doing cold outreach for B2C companies. Now, I'm going to give you 2 or 3 examples of people that are actually doing this and actually making over $100,000 a month with this model, and then I'll explain how it actually works. I have 2 clients, Nick and Cole. They're brothers. They live in LA. I made a video with them before. You can watch that video, and they're really cool. I started working with them when they were 16 and I think 17, 16 and 18 maybe, and now they're maybe 17 or 18 and 20, you know, something like that. Right? I've been working with them since early 2023. And basically, they were just trying to start an agency. They tried a whole bunch of different things, a bunch of different niches. Eventually, they landed on helping solar companies. Now, I don't recommend you going into solar companies because it's a very saturated niche and it's very hard to get into now. But they had a unique value proposition. The unique value is they're not going to do Facebook ads like everybody else is. We're not trying to sell you solar leads the same way that everybody else is trying to sell solar leads through Facebook ads or Google ads or things like that. We're going to do cold outreach for you. We're going to do cold calling. I'm going to call homeowners and I'm just going to see if they're interested in doing solar. And if they are interested and I get an appointment, I'll send it to you on a pay-per-appointment basis, something like that, right? I'm not going to get too much into the weeds. I really don't know what the call script is, how they get cold callers, how they even get the data. I don't really know much about that, and I'm not going to try to blast out what they do in their business. If they want to tell you, they can tell you, and they can make videos about it themselves, right? But I'm just giving you an example that they are doing cold outreach, B2C, reaching out to homeowners, trying to get them interested in solar, and it's working really well for them. Where I think they're doing over $100,000 a month now. Last time I talked to them, I think they're at $60,000, $70,000 a month, and over $100,000 a month just reaching out B2C. Now, again, it's more complicated than it sounds. Obviously, they have multiple cold callers that are calling homeowners in different neighborhoods and whatever, but they're just calling people rather than doing Facebook ads or Google ads or sending out, doing door knocking or sending out postcards. This is just cold calling them, right? Very interesting. I'll give you another example. I've got another client of mine named Cash. He has a tree service company. Very cool dude. He makes over $100,000 a month just doing cold outreach to people in the local neighborhood and saying, hey, I just want to see if you needed any help trimming your trees. No Facebook ads, no Google ads. He said he tested all those things. This works way better than all those things. He just has an automation that automatically reaches out to people every day, about 2,000 people a day, and he'll say, hey, I just want to see if you need any help trimming your trees. He'll get about 20 to 40 people per day responding, saying, yes, I'm interested. Out of that, maybe 1 to 3 people are actually closing, so people that are actually paying him, and they go back and forth. He usually charges anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000 for the service. So it's pretty crazy, right? Just reaching out to homeowners and just saying, hey, do you not doing Facebook ads, not doing door knocking, not doing sending out postcards, just reaching out, just saying, hey, or cold calling or emailing, right? Hey, I just want to see if you need any help trimming your trees. Now I'm not trying to put them on blast. I don't want you to go out and harass those clients of mine. And I'm giving you an overview just to give you some ideas. I'm going to give you some different ideas. Don't just go blatantly copy them. I'm going to give you some reasons of why you shouldn't do that. But if someone just texted me right now and just said, hey Carson, would you be open to me coming and cleaning your house? I would just say yes, right? Or if someone said, hey Carson, would you be open to an in-home massage? I'll come and I will do a professional massage from a licensed massage therapist. I probably would just say yes, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm massage, yeah, why not, right? So if someone just texted me and it was genuine and it was real and they said that they were interested in doing something for me or giving me a service, I would definitely respond to that. And nobody else is doing, no one's doing that. I have not heard any companies really doing that. And barely people are even doing outreach to the list that they already have, so no one's even, I've been to so many different barbershops, not one of them has ever reached out to me again and said, hey, would you like another haircut? I've been to so many different ones. I'm like, I just want a consistent barber that can make me look at least decent. God. And it's like, I could never even get that. And if just one, literally just one, just said, hey, I saw you, booked an appointment 3 weeks ago. Would you like to come back in? Right? They had an automatic, that's so easy to do. So set up an automatic automation, just reach out to people. Or if someone just reached out to me cold and said, hey, I'm a barber in the local area. I know you don't know me. I just want to see if you need any help cutting your hair. I just opened my own barbershop. Would you be open to chat? Right? If someone just texts me that, yeah, sure, I'll help you out. Yeah, sure, I help a local business out in my local area. Of course. So I wanted to test this for myself to see if it actually worked. Not for myself, but for my girlfriend who has a commercial/residential cleaning business type thing. Not really something that they're doing full time, just something they're doing on the side. And it works pretty well for them. They make good money just doing some people that they know, helping them out and cleaning their house and whatever. So I wanted to see if I could actually get leads for her just from texting people in a neighborhood. So I found she lives in Indianapolis, found a richer neighborhood in Indianapolis, and found some good houses that were, I think, over $400,000 in value, had over 3 bedrooms, right? So bigger houses, so hopefully they'd be worth more money, And so I sent out about 1,400 texts in one day. I got about 10 people saying that they were interested, and that 10 people turned into like 2 walkthroughs. We could have gotten more walkthroughs, and I probably could have gotten more people interested. I texted like the week before the holiday, before like Christmas, so I probably didn't get as much because of that. But 10 people interested within one day of sending out messages. And if I could just do that every day, because how many houses are in Indianapolis, Indiana? I think over 500,000, right? So that's like, I sent maybe 1,400 of 500,000 that there are total. So I can do this every day, get 10, 20 leads every single day. People saying, yeah, sure, come in, do a walkthrough, whatever, right? And so out of those 10 to 20 people, let's say 1 or 2 people of those close every single day. That's a lot of money for a cleaning company. It cost me maybe $30 to actually send these messages out. Maybe took me 20 minutes to actually set this up. So I think we can do this for almost any home service business. business. It might work better for those that are like more consistent. So like a cleaning company, it's something that I'm thinking about constantly because, my house constantly gets dirty. Or let's say a landscaping company, my grass is constantly growing or my weeds are constantly coming up, and so I constantly need those services. So those might work better than others. I still think that pressure washing could work, and there's ways of filtering. There's like different softwares that let you, find houses that are a little older, maybe built before the early 2000s, and so maybe they're older, so maybe they need power wash more. So any house built in the 70s, I don't know, something like that. Or houses that are just more expensive, which means they're probably just bigger, which also means that I can probably just get more out of it, right? Where I can just charge more higher prices to these richer neighborhoods. I had another guy who's a public adjuster, and we just started a campaign. He just started working with me like a couple weeks ago, and within 2 days, we had appointments coming in or him actually getting clients in the door. A public adjuster is basically someone that, let's say your house, there was a hurricane that came through in Florida recently, and you have all these things, all this damage that happened to your house, and obviously the insurance owes you money because you've been paying money for the insurance, and so they owe you money because you have all this damage that happened, right? Well, the insurance company will say, oh, we'll give you $8,000, right? But the public adjuster will come in and will actually give you the real value and help you maximize that return. And so, from everything that the public adjuster gets, we say it's $40,000 worth of damage, not the $8,000 that the insurance company is trying to give you. And so now you're able to make more money from your insurance claim, right? And the public adjuster just makes a little money in the middle from that. All right, so very easy, something that obviously people really need. It doesn't really cost them any money, very easy to sell. And so we're just reaching out to people at homes in Florida, and we're getting really good responses. A lot of people interested just, from this offer, right? And so not really something I thought about before, but now it's so easy to think, there's so many different opportunities where we can do this, right? As a dog groomer or as a cleaning company, just reaching out to people in the local neighborhood saying, hey, can I help you with this thing? That's getting clients in the door without any paid ads, which is almost unheard of. All right, some last things, just honorable mentions. Because you made it this far in the video, I'm going to give you some real sauce, like things that no one else is really talking about these things. And these are really things that I have noticed over the last year, honestly, last couple of years, and what set people apart. What has set apart the clients that I've gotten where they stay stuck and they never make any money versus the ones that they just make $50,000 in 2 weeks, or they go from $0 to $100,000 within the next year, right? So what has really made the difference is really just, I say this all the time, but it is purely just being unique. And I'm going to show you examples of how these people be unique. And that's why I said just don't copy some of the things I'm mentioning, because we want to do them in a unique way, right? If you just go into the solar industry, you're going to get crushed. There's so many people already doing solar, it's very hard to get into. The way that Nick and Cole were able to kind of be different is they had a unique approach. So the way that you be unique is you have two different ways, right? You have one is target a unique niche, which is instead of targeting solar, target a niche that no one else is targeting, which I'll give you some examples of that. Or instead of doing a unique niche, have a unique positioning, a unique vehicle to help them get to the end result. So by that, I mean, in the solar game, a lot of people are trying to sell Facebook ads to solar companies. Hey, I'll help you do Facebook ads, and with these Facebook ads, you'll be able to get more clients in the door, right? But everybody's already doing that. I used to sell that when I was just starting out, right? And so people have already been burned so many times. I've already tried Facebook ads with 3 different other agencies. What makes you different, right? So what is going to make you stand out? Well, Nick and Cole, they have a different vehicle, right? So the end result is still the same. The end result is, how do we actually get appointments in the door as a solar company? That's what they want. They want more appointments. So the end result is there, more appointments. Say this light bulb is more appointments. But the vehicle to get there, I don't want to do Facebook ads again because I've been burned in the past. It didn't actually help me get to that end result. So I need a different vehicle to help me get to the end result. Well, a different vehicle could be door knocking. One time I actually sent out a campaign to solar companies. I just said, hey, I'll help you build out a canvassing team, a door knocking team, a door-to-door sales team. And I got so many replies. That was probably the highest converting message I've ever sent out. I had so many people saying, yes, I'm interested. And I was just on the call. I had no clue how to build out a door-to-door sales team. I just sent out the message just to see if they were responsive. And they were very responsive. And I think if I would have went on that, I would have easily been making over $100,000 a month now, just from that one offer. I just didn't go into it because I didn't really know anything about door-to-door sales. And so it was a more unique approach because what I was doing before is, hey, I'll help you get 10 solar jobs using Facebook ads. And nobody was really interested in that. I was getting clients, but not very many. But just changing it to door-to-door sales, again, the same end result, more solar installs, but just doing the door-to-door sales. Now, why do they like door-to-door sales? Because they've done it in the past. They know it works. And so they know that vehicle is actually a very consistent vehicle. They just don't like going and knocking on doors themselves. And so if I say, hey, I've got a team, I'll take the team, I'll do it for you, and you just pay me a commission whatever you get, right? They're going to be very interested in that, right? Another thing is that's kind of removing risk. So what Nick and Cole do also is, just removing risk where I think they're doing like a pay per appointment or even a pay per close. I'm not 100% sure. but it just removes risk where it's very easy to say yes to that. And so this is a different vehicle nobody else is using. And just like some of the things I just mentioned, like just how do I get clients for my cleaning company without having to run Yelp ads or having to run Google ads? Well, what if I just did direct outreach to people in the local neighborhood? That's a lot different than what everybody else is doing. And so that's one thing, right? A unique vehicle is one. The other one is a unique niche. Instead of doing solar companies, what else can we do? So I have a buddy that makes $250,000 a month. And he sells how to write a best-selling book, and he sells it to authors. He sells it for $50,000 to $70,000. He'll write the book for you, and he'll get it #1 on Amazon. And his story is incredible. He started like 10 years ago, and he was just watching videos on YouTube on how to make money online, and he just saw like how to actually do Kindle books, and he just took that to the nth degree, right? And then my other client, Cash Spencer, he has a tree service company, and there's a lot of other tree service companies where he's at, but no one's doing it that way. No one's doing marketing where he's just sending a message, again, a different vehicle to help get the end result, which is more clients. Okay. Also, a couple of weeks ago, I took on a client that he was already making $100,000 a month, and he was in such a unique industry. I didn't even know this industry existed, right? And so I won't mention the industry because, again, I don't want to like give up all their secrets or whatever, but let's just say it's as similar as like grease trap cleaning. Do you even know what that is? Or septic tank cleaning. I'm sure you don't. If you've never lived in the country, you don't even know what septic tank cleaning is. Basically, if you're in the country and every time you use the toilet and you have all the poop and all the pee goes into a huge tank, and then every couple of years that tank needs to be flushed out. Basically, it just sits there in the tank for several years. You would never even know, right? But in the country, it's not connected to the local sewage system, right? They have well water and they have the septic tank. So a company or a service has to come with a big tank, a big truck with just a huge tank on it, and then it just suctions out all the poop and pee out of your tank, right? You didn't even know that existed until now. And who do you know has ever targeted septic tank cleaning companies, right? And you can sell very basic stuff like this client that I got who was already making over $100,000 a month in this very unique industry. And he was just selling basic services like SEO and PPC services, but just selling it to an industry that no one's ever heard before. Because if I mention it to you, hey, I can help you get more septic tank cleaning jobs, then people are like, well, how do you actually do that? So that's hyper specific. There's way more money to be made in a niche rather than just, hey, I'll help you. I do marketing for all businesses, right? Now, again, you could do marketing for all businesses. You could just be good at SEO for any business, right? But if I make it very specific to a niche that no one else is reaching out to, obviously it's just it's a wide open market. I call it like the buffet versus a starving crowd. Where if I'm reaching out to e-commerce businesses or solar businesses, they get maybe 10 messages a day from people offering them marketing services, right? And so if let's just say we had 10 different pizza companies saying, hey, do you want more pizzas today? Do you want more pizzas? Do you want more pizza? Right? I can only eat so much pizza in a day, and I'll probably take a few slices, right, here and there, but I'm not going to take from all 10 of you every single day, right? I have to eat something else or whatever. And so that's like the buffet of options versus someone who is a starving crowd, a septic tank cleaning company who no one has ever offered anything ever to them. And so if I just be the first person and I have a really unique message to them, hey, I'll help you get more septic tank cleaning jobs. You just pay me on commission. Would you be open to chat? Like that would be way better than anything else that anybody else is doing, right? And this guy, a lot of people, they're not doing like pay on commission or like remove risk up front. They're just selling SEO, PPC for like $1,500 a month, whatever, just very basic marketing service packages, but to a very unique industry, right? And I had another client that got to $50K a month in 2 weeks, and he just went from targeting solar and roofing companies. And I just said, hey, just try these other unique businesses that no one else is doing. And so he did that, and he was able to get to $50K a month in these really unique industries that no one else is doing. And so I actually just, like today, I called a business attorney. Everyone's targeting roofing, solar, e-commerce, personal injury attorneys, anything in the medical field. No one's calling business attorneys. I just called one, and he picked up, right? And it was the guy that was the business attorney, right? It was like, I rarely actually get to the business owner, especially a lawyer that's the business owner, right? And it's like I got to him. It was weird because I looked up on Google business attorney or business lawyer, and the first things that came up were personal injury attorneys. And so I called one, and I didn't know it was a personal injury attorney. They said, have you been interested in an accident? I was like, no, what are you talking about? And I was like, I'm looking for a business attorney. And so I had to scroll down through Google just to find business attorneys, like even though my search term was business attorney or business lawyer. And they didn't even have it as the first results, which was weird. And so I found a business lawyer, one of the first ones that was there, and I called him. And again, this is like the first guy on Google that has the keyword business attorney in Ohio. And he was the one that picked up. And it was just like there's no gatekeeper to a business attorney because no one's reaching out to them. Or a disability law, like there's no gatekeeper for that. Or even sometimes family law. There's barely any gatekeepers to that because everyone's targeting personal injury attorney. Obviously, there's a lot of money to be made there. But if everybody else is targeting them, it's very hard to reach out to them, No one's reaching out to therapists. No one's reaching out to basketball coaches or concrete contractors or towing companies. And so, again, if you just do the basic stuff, you can do, again, the same thing everybody else is doing. You can sell. I had a client that I just took on a couple weeks, last week or so, and they texted me on Christmas. Thank you for texting me on Christmas. And he said, thank you for helping me out and getting us out of that hole. Because they spent, I think, $5,000, $10,000 just trying to test different services. And they're locked into a contract for $5,000 a month. And someone's trying to sell them appointments, but it's not working for them. They're doing Facebook ads. It's not working. And so they come to me because everybody comes to me when they try something else that doesn't work. Then they come to me. And I say, hey, look, I'll get you appointments with it. By tomorrow, I'll guarantee I'll get you appointments, right? I said, just help me, what other unique industry do you want to try? We can go into that unique industry. I guarantee we'll get you appointments by tomorrow in a unique industry. But we can't do the basic things like solar and roofing. We have to do something unique. And he's just white labeling. They're just doing they have an SEO white label. They have a Facebook ads white label. Not really doing any of the work themselves. And I just said, hey, we'll just use my strategies to get 120 appointments a month. But again, we have to go into a unique niche. And, we just found a unique niche, start sending a message, got appointments at the door, close some deals. Very easy, right? And so that's working pretty well for them. And again, nothing really changed other than just targeting a unique niche that no one else is reaching out to. Okay, cool. So I hope this helped you out. Again, I'm trying to give you as much value as I possibly can in this video, but I have a really cool group. Now I'm going to try to sell you something. Okay, I've got a cool group where basically we have calls every single day, Monday through Friday. I'm on there answering the calls. I've got a whole course material on how to actually book 120 appointments a month and how to set up actually these 3 different business models if you want to do it yourself, and I will actually help you as a part of it. So if it doesn't work for you, if you don't get any clients from it, it's free. So if within the first 60 days, if it doesn't work at all, you don't have to pay anything. Usually right now it's about $2,000 for everything. So that includes the softwares you get for free. There's group calls. We give you access to coldinfo.com, that software to scrape leads. We give you access to that for free. All the softwares themselves are worth about $6,000 a year. So all the software's for free. We get the calls every day. There's course material. Again, you should be able to get clients within the first 60 days, guaranteed. If not, you get all your money back. And then the other offer is, and we can also split that up into payments if you want. That $2,000 thing, you can split up into 4 payments of $500 a month for 4 months if you need to. But the other one is one-on-one. So if you need actually help starting these businesses, I will get the list for you. I will create the scripts for you. I will set it up and get you appointments coming in the door where you're actually getting appointments so that you can get clients. All that for you. And then you can just sell them. And then obviously you can start the service. And I can also help you with the fulfillment. So if you need help starting a B2B agency and doing the per appointment thing, helping hire a cold caller, or how do I actually write copy, whatever, I got videos on how to do that. I will actually just help you set up the business for you as a part of it too. That's $4,000 as a one-time thing. And again, that's just because I'm helping you set it up. I'm actually doing a lot of the work for you up front. And also you have one-on-one calls with me whenever you need it for the next 3 months. And again, the same thing with that one. If you don't get any clients within the first 60 days with that offer, don't at least get your money back as a part of that, then you get all your money back. All right. So, and then you can also split that one up into payments. It's not like I can't do, can we do 12 payments for the next year, right? I'm not doing that, but I can do like $1,000 per month for 4 months for that, or the $2,000 thing. We can split up into 4 payments of $500 if you want to do that, right? So that's it. Again, I just get a lot of people asking me these questions. How do I actually get appointments in the door? And how do I actually, what business would you start if you were starting over? Hopefully I gave you everything here. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer your questions in the comments below. I'll try to be attentive to those. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.